Today we are discussing nuclear spin. As we all know that a nucleus is made up of proton and neutron. These proton and neutrons are collectively known as nucleons. These nucleons possess intrinsic spin angular momentum like electrons. Similarly, these nucleons also possess quantized orbital angular momentum. Here, quantized means the value of orbital angular momentum cannot be half integrals. It can be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, but never half. The resultant angular momentum J of the nucleus is the vector sum of the orbital angular momentum L and spin angular momentum S of the nucleus. So if J is the total angular momentum, which is also called nuclear spin, is the vector sum of the J angular momentum and orbital angular momentum. Means spin angular momentum, nuclear spin is the sum of L and S. Here, if we calculate S individually and then find total S, then this is 1. And similarly, if we find orbital angular momentum of all nucleons and then sum them, then we can find total L. The sum of these L and S is equal to Z. Now, spin angular momentum S can either be integral or half integral depending on the number of nucleons A, even or odd. Means S can be integral or half integral. It depends on the value of A, which means mass number if even or odd. But L never be half integral. It may be 0. It may be integral. Total nuclear spin J is referred to as the nuclear spin. According to the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, the magnitude and direction of nuclear angular momentum cannot be observed simultaneously. As we all familiar with this principle, that these two quantities cannot be measured simultaneously. So if we fix the direction Z, then we can observe the component along Z direction. So we fix its direction, says Z direction, and then find its component, means its absolute value Jz. So in the Z direction, its value, its component is Jz is equals to Mz h cross. The Mz can have the value from minus J to plus J, which means this one. These all are 2J plus 1 because in the middle there is 0 also. So these are 2J plus 1 possible values of Mj. Now nuclear spin is the value of nuclear spin depends on A. So for here Z is the number of protons, means atomic number, and N is the number of neutrons present in a nucleus. So even A means there are two conditions. If Z even and N even, then the sum of these two gives even A. Similarly, if these Z and N are both even, then it also gives even A. So for even A there are two conditions. If first one, then J is equals to 0. It gives nuclear spin 0, which show that nucleons of opposite angular momentum get paired and provide stability to the nucleus. Means if the nucleons are paired, then the spin angular momentum will be 0, so it provides stability to the nucleus. The second condition, in this condition also we have E1A, so in this case we find nuclear spin 1, 2, 3. In this case all nucleons have same spin except paired nucleus. So if we calculate this one minus J2 plus J, then we find it 1, 2, 3. Another condition, when odd A. In this condition there are two options, when Z atomic number even and number of neutrons odd. If we add these two, then it gives odd A, and another condition is this one. In these two conditions we get nuclear spin J is equals to half 3/2 5/2. It shows that the last proton or neutron is unpaired. If it paired, then we get J is equals to 0. If it unpaired, then this one, the effect of these half 3/2 5/2 is the effect of the last unpaired nucleons. Similarly, there are some numbers for which the nucleus shows higher stability. These numbers are 2, 8, 20, 28, 50, 82, 126. These are number of protons. These are number of protons or neutrons. If the sum of Z and N are from these numbers, then that nucleus shows greater stability. I want to say that if a nucleus which have 28 mass number, then it shows greater stability as compared to its nearby nucleons. Similarly for other ones. Thank you.